So, first things first, to build your own tent weights, there are a couple things that you need. First of all, you need some pipe, okay? It doesn't matter what kind, if we're being completely honest. I go with whatever's cheapest, and I go with about 3 inches, okay? 3 inches. It's nice. It's good. You gotta know how to use it. And then I also have some old cardboard. I also have some concrete mix. Now I don't know if I have enough concrete mix, so we're just gonna go with it and test it out. If I have to go to the store again tonight, then I will, and I will turn off stream because I still have to get these made tonight. And then I also have these. Now this is something new I'm doing. So the last time that I made my tent weights, I actually didn't use these, and I had lids, and I found out that that's not really super helpful. So yeah. So I have 4 of these. I technically have 5 of these because I bought a 10-foot long 3-inch pipe, and I had them cut it at the store, and it was like 50 cents per cut, which was super nice. Super nice. And what was even cooler was that they didn't charge me at all. So that was also super sweet. And then I currently have Quikrete 5000, 50 pounds, I believe, of concrete mix, and so you just have to add water. And that's another thing too that I gotta worry about. I have it underneath like this awning a little bit, so if it rains, like, it's not just gonna turn to concrete, hopefully. Some other things that you need, you also need something to mix it with. I bought this 4 or 5 years ago when I had my tents, and I kept it ever since because I was like, I know I'm gonna have to redo these. Some other things you also need to have, you need to have something to mix the concrete with. I've got this guy and another guy that's over there that is bigger than this one. And last but not least, you need safety, okay? Concrete you can burn yourself with when you're making it, so you need to have some form of protection from your skin. So, because I'm not mixing the concrete yet, I'm actually just gonna get the first part done. I didn't buy end caps for this, and so what I'm gonna do to supplement that, because I really didn't want to spend $8 per end cap, which is insane. So what I'm doing instead is I'm actually going to put this at the end cardboard. I'm gonna circle it with my acrylic marker because I just grabbed this, and then I'm going to cut out the circles so that they're wider than the base, and then I'm gonna tape it together. That way when I do pour the concrete, it is stable, but also it doesn't like leak out from the bottom, if that makes sense. Okay? See, I didn't need this box. I just needed some of the box. Try not to succumb to despair. You know what? Fuck despair. Fuck depression. Just absolutely eat it. They don't deserve to ruin your life, okay? They did absolutely nothing to help. They don't get to have the glory of, like, bringing your downfall because you're badass, okay? It's gonna take a lot to bring you out, okay? If someone wants to take you out, make them work for it. Just saying. I'm, like, looking at the sky, making sure I'm like, it's gonna rain. Oh. There we go, look at that. That is lovely. Very lovely. Got one. Okay. Now we are taping this on, and this is whoop, excessive tape. I have this tape that I've actually been trying to get rid of forever because I don't use this tape for my shipping anymore because I don't use any like plastic items for my shipping. Everything that I use is now compostable, and this is not compostable. And so it's kind of just been like wasted because it's just sitting on my shelf, and I have 2 of these, and I'm like, cool, I will just never use these again. Okay, so we're pretty set there. I feel pretty confident about that. Hello. Oh, man. It's not even, but that's okay. It's okay. It doesn't have to be even. And then we're gonna take these, do the same. It's also getting really dark here. At least I have a light though. I'm sure my neighbors think I'm crazy because I'm talking to myself. That's so cool though. There you go. Question, can you guys hear the birds? Don't they sound so lovely? Protective gear needs to be on, so we are going to get our mask. Oh, yes. Oh, you're tough. But I'm tougher. Ha! Okay, I have an old container that I can use for this. Alright, so here's one. Woo! Here's two. Alright, here's three. We're also gonna just fill this up one more time just in case. Alright, and now we mix. Okay. Whew. Now we just fill it. It's fine. It's tough. Okay. I don't really know how I'm going to go about doing this, but I'm just going to stab it in and just hope for the best. So I've got one of these eye hooks that I bought. This was like $1.50 each, I believe, maybe $1.75. And so I'm just gonna, we're just gonna shove it right in and hope for the best. And then I'm actually gonna pile up just a little bit more inside of it and kind of press it around with my gloves. Just really make sure it's in there, you know. Nice and tight. Okay. I think that's it for this one. It's not too bad. hope with adding some water to the top of this, I hope this will be super smooth actually. Yes, it's finer on the sides. I can show you guys. Try to get closer. Oh, that was a big bubble. Ah, gosh darn it. I was doing so good up until then. Okay, you guys see it though? Look at that. It's cute. Very demure, very mindful, very cutesy, very nice. So I'm gonna set this aside and hopefully it doesn't fall over. Okay guys, well, this was how to make your own concrete tent weights for $35-ish, minus tools, because I already had the tools there, but the tub itself I think is maybe $6 to $10, and then the scrape things that you can get for like $1 at the hardware store, as long as you get it from the hardware store. So all in all, you could get it up to maybe $50 or around there depending on what you're doing, but exactly with what I made was $35 today. And I will actually post the receipt on the YouTube, that way if you guys want to see it and like call my bluff, it's there, okay? Somewhere.
Hi. It's been about 3 weeks since I made that video. The concrete did dry within like 12 hours or so, and I went and double checked it because I was so afraid that it was going to fall while it was drying, but it was fine. I have used it 3 times for 3 different markets. 2 of the markets we essentially got rained out, and it was pretty crazy. So I will say one thing that I would change with the weights that I made is I would actually have the concrete go all the way to the top, because now when it's raining, it has like a full inch to inch and a half of just water that just sits on top of it. So I'd say that's like the only thing that I would change. Everything else about it has worked so well. In fact, I still actually have the cardboard that's taped to the bottom of it. I should remove that, but I haven't yet. Either way, making the concrete weights was super helpful, and I am really looking forward to the extra money that I saved from not having to spend hundreds of dollars in order for me to get sandbags for each of the legs of the tent that I have. So yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and feel free to get in on the live streams on Twitch, YouTube, Kick, all the social media platforms, and yeah, have a good day. Okay, bye.